Greetings and salutations. Um, DonkeyWorks just released a new, I'm sorry, Donkey Crew just released a new features video. It's called the Shaman's Pathway. And so I'm going to play a little bit of it and then kind of discuss some of my thoughts or potential adaptations of what's possibly coming out. But definitely, I got to give them props for video quality, video production, and just overall story narration. So I'll break these down in probably little kind of 10-minute segments. So let's begin. So here we have, it looks to be like Nerg, right? I've heard these things called blue lions and a whole bunch of other stuff, but it looks to be eggs. So that would to me imply that it's going to be an additional resource or maybe a potential hatchery that comes with these eggs. But fantastic job on the artwork and the art design. They just did an update to the Nergs, and they turned out that like triple the spawn and increased the difficulty significant. And it kind of explains why they beefed them up is because there's probably a resource tied into them. So let's continue. And here again, we can see that there's a new creature that they've added, some kind of tridactyl. I forget what it's called. Tridactyl. Man, I can't remember. But more eggs, right? You have eggs, and then over here you have a treasure chest. So there's a little bit of hardened loot. You got to use your tools to get into this one, hatchet it up. But so two new creatures and an egg system that would imply resources or maybe a pet system. So the music that you hear in the background, that kind of like yodeling or throat growl, that's already in the game through you press the J and then you press your one, two, three, four, and six keys to create this kind of yodel, I guess is the best way I could describe it, to where it so maybe this is where they tie it into some kind of game mechanic, but let's continue. You can tell this guy is doing some serious huffing. Like, um, he's got his little steam pot going, and you can just see all the death, all the skeletons and bones. But I think this leads to a new crafting system or a new maybe some new potions, and it'll flesh out the potion tree. Because one of the issues is right now the potions have kind of their secondary effects have all been broken, and the basically it was just a wall to spend more tokens to be able to craft certain items. Definitely pretty interesting. The de-evolution of human or mankind, the kind of the shamanistic beliefs. Let's continue. Definitely a creative art design or art concept. It kind of is a throwback to the old Celtic circles. Humanity or mankind. 30,000, 40,000 years ago, because there's ruins in the world of the day that exist. Another piece that's interesting is this large reptile skeleton right here. Let me go back just a tiny bit. Get this a little bit more in focus. But there we go. You can see how there's this large skull with this vertebrae going through here kind of as the entryway to the, and then there's this large jawbone that makes the entrance to his hut. So I think maybe later on they might implement, maybe this is just wishful thinking, but they'll implement a some larger creatures that will add kind of more of a PvP environment, or some other threats to worry about, kind of like the large crab. Yeah, this definitely implies that these pets, or these creatures, are on the journey with this guy. They're on. You can see the crab back there in the background, also, which is interesting. And I wonder if this is an NPC because the sails have no markings. They have no. So maybe this guy is a wandering shaman, and he's on patrol while these pets are also kind of with him, and so he's kind of like a not a raid boss, but an NPC that adds a little bit more content to the game. I suspect that's what it is. Although I would like to see them implement some type of pet system that you could spend time in harvesting pets that would help you protect you in your farming journey. Let's continue. And in the background here, we have this large migration that's supposed to be implemented uh, in the next burn cycle. They haven't done that yet, and I kind of, I put about 300 hours into the game, and I really enjoy the game, but I've it's become a point to where it's just diminishing returns because I can't upgrade my walkers, I can't get any iron, and a lot of game features are locked behind certain mechanics. And then with the servers just constantly being down, it's one of those issues where it's like, oh, I'm just gonna wait for them to kind of refine and polish some of their content, and then I'll come back to it. That way, I don't get compromised, I get stuck, and I have a server crash for 12 hours while my stuff just sits out into the zone and gets raided and pilfered. And so that's kind of where I'm at with this. But let's continue. But definitely, Donkey Crew has done a fantastic job with the video editing of that video. Definitely was. I watched that and I really like how whoever put that together did a fantastic job. Um, I highly recommend the game. It's not a full price game. It's an early access game. I think it's like 28 US dollars right now. And for the amount of time that I got out of it, definitely worth it. All right, as always, thank you for watching. I think Last Oasis is going to be my new game. Right now, I'm currently working on a couple of wish list videos. I kind of see the need for a certain style of walker that I've used my uh, Samsung S6 tablet to kind of sketch up some art concepts. Although they're horrible, they're horrible, but it gives you the general idea of what I'm talking about. So I'm gonna produce one of those. But this came out, and I kind of wanted to do a impressions video uh, of the Shaman's Pathway. All right, thank you for watching. Bye bye.